Greetings, fellow Star Captains. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Ascendancy, Episode 29, Faceplant. Alright, out we go. So we will head to the northwest and work our way south. Hazarun's refinery needs 73 days, and then I doubt I'll have the money in 73 days. I mean, maybe if I'm industrious and work fast and make a lot of money, but I doubt I'll have it in time to spin up heavy works in that time, but who knows. If I do, then Petrol will have its heavy works, and I will be in a much better position to be able to deal with the bullies of the galaxy. Let's call it. Let's be honest, that's what they are. The Church and the Hedge teaming up have been the bullies of the galaxy. Where is the Alliance information? Oh! Allseer's trading post is under rebellion, and Enion's under rebellion. I hope the rebellion works, because I would love to see them overthrown. So, TriTac has another Alliance offer, and again, just like before, we are really not in a position to help them. I wish we were, but we aren't. We have multiple colony threats of 2 different cells, and our crises is going up. We haven't actually had a full-on crisis event, though. Not yet, so that's good. And let me hide this. That's been pulled for like 15 minutes now. Ooh, nice. This is to survey an arid world. Got my attention. Oh, and there's also Tundra World here too. And a desert world. There's 3 potentially inhabitable worlds all clustered together. It's like Goldilocks zone. One's a little too hot, one's a little too cold. That one is, that's a nice planet. Has a rating of 100 with ultra-rich ore, transphotonics, and organics. It's hot with poor farmland. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's an impressive planet to stumble upon, that's for sure. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We got an alpha core and an orbital fusion lamp. The second orbital fusion lamp I found so far. The first one went to Kanta. It's not an awesome system to colonize, but I'm surprised there was 3 habitable worlds all clustered together. So next up is a derelict ship orbiting an irradiated world. That should be really easy to find. Irradiated worlds are very uncommon. I think that's this gravity well. And this one is done. Get out of here before we get pulsar beamed. Next is located inside the ring at the heart. That should be really easy to find too. I hope we don't get slingshot too far. Oh boy. Almost perfect, actually. And monthly income was in the positive again. So we're finally turning, like, kind of a healthy profit. Azarun's got about 50 days left on the refinery. It's going to be a lot easier to... we're I wouldn't say we're getting off the struggle bus, because it wouldn't take much for, like, one of the core worlds to mess with us and put us right back on the struggle bus, but things are getting a little bit more stable now that the colonies have infrastructure built up to support themselves. So that's very good. And these missions have just been bam, bam, bam. Alright, next at Lilith, inside a ring, some distance away from the star system. Okay, that might be a little harder to find. A conquest mission. Tritac desires that another faction conquer Lempo in the Mokosh system. Man, if only I could do stuff like this. I would love to be able to start throwing my weight around in the galactic politics and help my allies. Aspirations. Lofty, lofty aspirations. It's a pretty big ring system. Hopefully I spot it quick. So again, this one is a derelict ship somewhere in this ring system or near the ring system. Remnants of the Persian League have gathered to invade Enyin. The invasion force is projected to be very strong and are likely to comprise of 4 fleets. I hope it happens. I don't want to be directly involved, but I got bigger things to do, but I hope they are successful. Church just took over Sindrian. Not what I like to see. Good news is I've made a little bit of a nest egg for support my colonies. So one last stop at a volcanic world and we'll be done with these. And I didn't spend too much fuel or supplies doing them. So that's the other thing, is like when you have to go on a wild hunt all around, sometimes you end up barely breaking even with the fuel costs and all that. There is a tundra world here. Good to know. Let's check that out before we leave. So Azaroon, 21 days left on refinery. Money's rolling in still. So I think... Where's the nearest gate? Morgana? I think we'll go back to the core world and just keep earning money, because there was just always more that I can invest in. I think working towards... Or actually, no, there's the Pather cells. So let's go deal with the Pather cells. Destroy the path base. So I'm gonna get myself home and get rid of that path base to add stability back to Sean, because Sean is teetering on instability, and I don't want to see that. The resurgence unfortunately failed. Persean League is still not a faction. And the Austere trading post overthrowing the church there failed for Tritech as well. I'm glad they're fighting back in their own way. Even if it isn't working. I'm gonna work like hell to build up my armada so that I can help them out. I'll deal with the profit from all the exploration later. Okay. Wow. So many drugs. Look at this. Look at the drug empire we got. Oh, I could supply the entire galaxy with drugs. And hell, organs too. Ooh. But that's not why I'm here. Let's go ahead and grab our warfleet. So I don't know how big this base is, but unlike last time, I'm not going to take any chances with, like, deploying out an insufficient amount of combatants. So if I had the choice between overkill or underkill, it's going to be overkill. So we've got enough crew. Good. Fuel. Supplies. I'm going to owe 200,000 at the end of the month. Pay for information about where the base is located to a pather that was in the bar. And it is, oh, holy hell, in the middle of frickin' nowhere. So I think we'll jump to Zamuzi again. And the gate hauler's 70 days out. I'm glad about all that fuel. Because, man, that's a little bit across the world there. Would S-modding be good? No, I don't want to. I've done as much as I want to. I'm going to hold on to my story points for now. Both the capital ships that I have on me are S-modded, and I think cruisers, unless you have story points up the wazoo, aren't really worth S-modding. Considering you get a lot more bang for your buck, S-modding a capital ship instead. Refining is done. Sweet. Petrable. We are going to shut down your refining and spin up heavy industry. I'm not going to spin up heavy industry just yet because I don't know what my credits are going to look like at the end of the month. So I'm going to wait until I know that I'm not going to go into bankrupt doing it. I've never been to Zame, the system where the Pathers are hiding. I really wish they were hiding closer to me, because my lord, is it annoying to have to go way out. And there we go, Church and Tritax at war again. They were at peace for like 3 days. What do those net investigators do? I don't know. There's a desert and barren world here. Got it. This desert world has ruins. And crew. And organics. I'm going to let them chase me down. Because I'm going to intercept. I think, unfortunately, this fight is in the Corona. No, it isn't. Okay, good. That was my worry, because I wouldn't want to get burned up. Because even if I win, you know, it would be damage to my fleet. Although our combat readiness is pretty high. With that said. Oh boy. Wow. I love when it does that. Oh, well, there goes another one. Man, that Legion is just releasing barrages. It's glorious to watch. I love when my AI are effective. I also love when my blasters are like, haha, trying to park behind me? Think not. I'm a James Bond you real hard. Alright, we've got an Eradicator and Enforcer up front. I'll go support them. Actually, they're doing fine. Yeah, we just won. This was a walk in the park. Walk in the park. I don't want their ships. But they came from this direction, so I'm assuming, yep. Okay. This is slightly larger of a fight, but I think it's both their fleets at once. So that's fine. Enforcer, go get this sensor jammer for me. Thank you. Seeing the Legion swarm of Reapers is terrifying and awesome to watch. I know, and it's been firing off and, like, hitting stuff. I mean, it's really frustrating when you see, like, giant torpedo boats like that, like, swing and miss constantly, and it's just like, oh, God. Can you ask me about the mod's take on mining? Is it only the 2 ores, or is there a chance for anything else? So you can mine organics, too, if there's organics on a planet, and then, depending on how you want to define mining, there's also vols. So there's... But most of the vols that you're going to get is going to be from gas giants, setting up gas giant mining. What is the most effective ship in the AI hands? I don't know. It's also super hard to say. Ziggurat? I guess? That was a joke. You'd have to know what I'm talking about to get the joke, though. I mean, some ships are, like, particularly bad in AI hands, like Retribution or... I'm trying to think of some other ones. Retribution's particularly bad. Controlled by AI. I don't know about the other ones. Oh, this is gonna suck. Now... Can I... What are you... Can I get some backup? I am just completely surrounded. Where the hell is my backup? I have like an Eradicator that's like parked behind me, but it's just as screwed as I am. Now I'm gonna pop here, aren't I? Yeah, I'm on the pop. I actually took out the Eradicator with me. That's pretty funny. I wonder if this is still winnable with the ships that I have left. Let me try to win it anyway. I just don't know what the Legion was doing. I think it was chasing like something really small, like a lasher, and just got distracted. Oh, okay. I took over the ship and it was like parked backwards and getting shot in the ass right when I took over. Not much hope for that. Yeah, I am gonna reload. I wasn't planning on it, but I will just do it. That was a really annoying takeover. So here we're in Zemay, dropping in again. So we'll just have to do resurvey. Don't worry, AWOL, not only did you go down, everything went down. Yeah, here we go. I'll take this fight. Alright. I'm gonna tell them to be my wingmen this time. Because last time, that Legion... It's actually probably my weakest suit here is like... I generally don't go into the tactics to just analyze. Like, I do that after I destroy ships to figure out where I need to go next, but I should do that more often for, like, what my allies are doing. Some of that is just because they're not so responsive. Like, if you give specific orders to ships, they kind of just ignore you a lot of the times, so often it's not even worth doing, because they'll mosey on over and do their own thing. But in that case, I'm sure I could have overridden what the Legion was doing and told it to do something not stupid. I just didn't catch it in time before it became fatal. But like, I told my entire fleet to be wings for me, and they're kind of parked behind me. I mean, I did get here first, but they're not really helping me at all at the moment. They're just sort of chilling in my butt, which is not where I want. Oh god, and they're torpedoing me? Like, that would be great if you didn't do that. The Legion was like, have some torpedoes! It's like, no! Don't fire on me! What are you doing? You're nuts! Alright. GK's down. It'd be good to get all these phase gremlins out of here. Their Sunder retreated, their Colossus just got destroyed. Yeah, we're making better progress this time. Not that this is the same fight. Just lost steel boot. Alright, so they have an Eradicator, a Mule, and then little stuff. So questions like, what is the most fun ship to control, is so subjective that it's unanswerable. It depends on your playstyle. Like, maybe you're the type of player that likes to run smuggling missions, then it might be a Revenant. Maybe you like ships with special weird abilities, then you might like a Doom, right? But I'm not going to be able to answer questions that are so opinionatedly open-ended like that, because everyone's going to have a different opinion. Like, I tend to gravitate towards Paragons, but that's just because they're, you know, like a reliable ship to be able to handle a lot of things. They're not necessarily the best at anything, but they're solid. But I also, you know, like Pegasus, and I also like Onslaughts, and you know, so I'm not that picky. So this is an easier incursion. I want to just end this. I don't really care about their individual fleets, so I'm going to interdict them and intercept. Yeah, perfect. I did it. I didn't want this to draw on forever, so I locked their crew down, and I'm just, like, beelining for their battle station. You know, maybe you like carriers, then, you know, or you like... So there's different types of classes ships, or maybe even just, like, small ships. You know, like, part of me, if I could just, like, constantly use Sunders and other small ships and just do dogfights, that'd be awesome. It just doesn't really work out when you're trying to do colonization, because you're inevitably going to be up against targets that small ships can't handle. Even with, like, Wolfpack tactics and, like, going all meta and everything, you're still going to struggle. But hell, it might even be possible to modify the game to the point where you make battleships very few and far between, so you can do more Wolfpack tactic type stuff. Might be possible. Oh, good torpedoes, Eradicator. That was a nice hit. Here comes another few, but they got shot. No, one connected. Oh, and those connected. I don't even know where the Legion is. It's parked on my butt. Legion, get around me. Getting a ship full of tons of autocannons? Yeah, going like the Hammerhead approach, or the Onslaught approach. Going like super ballistics. I like that as well a lot. Or Invictus. Invictus is the same sort of concept. It works real well. It really depends on playstyle and so, you know, like I've had other... Oh, that was good connection. I've had other series like these where, like, I use specialty ships like Dooms with antimatter launchers or bombs and, you know, just done weird things. Because a lot of the times those, like, weird types of builds do end up working quite well. You just have to gear towards them and then fine-tune it. Yeah, this base got cooked. I don't even think we lost anything there. Really? I'm not allowed to pick over the debris because they were going to fight me for it? I blew up your battle station. What could you possibly do to me that I would care about? So there we go. The colony crisis is back down to manageable numbers, and there's no longer threat for Sean or for Azaroon. So both of those are managed. I am going to head to core to earn money for heavy industry. That's my goal. I want to return to the core worlds and earn some scratch so that I can invest it. So Petrobras, we're going to be building that. Technically I can afford it right now, but I'll be almost bankrupt in doing that. So I want to earn a little bit more money to pad the bank account. so I don't go down to like 80k. Because 80k is like my fuel and supply budget. But before I do any of that, before I even go to the core worlds and pick up missions, I want to ditch most of my war fleet because it's expensive as hell to run. I also might need to Ooh. You know what? When in Rome. I jumped straight into a Nexus. Oh, sorry, I'm ramming this Eradicator. That's probably illegal, you know? Anyone else having trouble Twitch reloading and crashing? I have had, like, dropped frame problems, but I don't... It's... A lot of my drop frame problems have been me and not Twitch, so it's... I don't even know. So maybe it's Twitch's issue today, not me. Wonder if my fleet can actually manage this. We're getting cooked pretty hard here. Oh, this is a terrible time to vent. Yeah, Remnant stations are pretty wild. I thought we'd be enough. But the amount of trying to get through its like shields for flux is really, really difficult. As you may be able to tell. Oh, here the Legion is putting skin in the game. Maybe too much skin. It is going nose to nose. My lasers on my Paragon have been like EMPing their weak spots, but it's often not enough. Although this section that is facing... Okay, the Legion is trying to get out. The section that is facing me is almost max flux. But I'm gonna have to vent. Is farming alpha cores a good idea? It really depends if you're gonna use them or not. Or if you want to make friends with the remnants or not. Farming your friends for loot. Not so good of an idea. There we go. One more armor section gone. There's a weapons platform. The section that's facing, like, just the amount of flux capacity this thing has is just obscene. Also, the tactics of the Legion are hilarious. It, like, goes in, gets cooked, and then turns around and, like, just gets shot in the butt. Yeah, I might not want to continue with this fight. This is like, just bring onslaughts and Pegasus and hammer this thing into death. Yeah, this isn't going well. My main guns don't even do enough flux to get through their, like, ridiculous shields. It requires burst damage. Yeah, I'm pulling the plug on this. I got a little cocky after blowing up that, tier 3, Oh god, I have to do it again? I thought I saved afterwards. Alright, well, let's do it quick. Band-aid and all. Piss off, fleets. I said piss off. No, it's being defended. Alright, I'm gonna have to take out this fleet unless they go away. Go away. Normally you can do an interdict pulse to have them piss off, but they're avoiding it. Ah, there we go. Okay. I managed to grab an attack where they only have like a sunder and a few other things. Any features you like Nex is missing? Oh, I feel like Nex is oh man, I should be paying attention to this fight. That's a good question. I feel like Nex does a really good job of expanding upon the 4X, but not in any semblance of a balanced way. So I feel like it's missing balance and pacing more than anything. And it relies upon the player adding a bunch of like faction mods to make it work. So that's my biggest complaint. And it definitely needs to rein in the 4X features because it as a mod, it's unplayable by itself without other mods supporting it. I know unplayable is like a strong word, but it's unplayable by itself. My tack lances are out. Strongest faction is the Luddic Church. They've actually technically gotten the victory condition already. The Conquest victory condition. It's just in Nexerelin, the victory conditions aren't terminal, and it doesn't end the game. Yeah, I got it working. I still wouldn't say it's balanced. It has the same problems that Mountain Blade does. In Mountain Blade Bannerlord, the geopolitics are super volatile, so that there's like war declarations and peace treaties every like 5 minutes, which feels so unrealistic. And Nexerelin suffers from the same problem, where like every few minutes a new faction's at war with another faction, and there's no stability. Which means, and the reason I don't like that is it strips away a lot of the player's agency. When things are super volatile and you don't control anything, you lack the agency to do anything about it, right? I can't. I did turn off the whole random faction relationship that the player would otherwise be affected by, because that's even a complete loss of agency. Without LunaLib turning off Nexerelin's random faction relationships, what would end up happening is like my relationship with these other factions would just go up and down completely outside of my own control, which sucks. It feels terrible. It's like, cool, I spent the last like 3 hours trying to build up my relationship with Tritac, and like someone sneezed on them and they're pissed for life, and they've declared war on me. Like stuff like that legit happens without, you know, LunaLib putting a muzzle on Nexerelin. So the thing that Nexerelin lacks is faction stability. And what is this Legion doing? Dude, it is a Shepherd or Cerberus. Blow up the Cerberus and get the hell back here. What the hell? Yeah, alright. Get back to the fight. The Legion's like, oh, this Cerberus is requiring 100% of my attention. So yeah, I'm not really sure like, I did a lot of tinkering with LunaLib for this series, but most of it was muzzling Nexerelin until I start colonizing, but I obviously didn't do enough. If it could go back in time, I would nerf it more, because even in, and without Nexerelin, the factions are very stable, right? There is not really a concept of 4X at all, even, so that they aren't invading one another and blowing each other's planets up. But yeah, the amount of war that is waged between these worlds is, like, unprecedented on a human scale. Like, to put it in perspective, it would be like if Attila the Hun and Alexander the Great teamed up to take on everyone else. Like, it just doesn't even make sense, because that's what the Ludic Church and the Hegemony are, like, every time I ever play a Nexerelin run. I feel like I'm dealing with Alexander the Great and Attila the Hun. It's like, man, this is like once in a millennia leader that wages war in this way. And not only that, but, like, you know, Attila the Hun only was able to really do it because of the bumper crop for grazing for his horses. And Alexander the Great still left a whole bunch of nations alone. Like, he never invaded Sparta, for instance, because he was like, yeah, I'm never going to be able to capture that and hold it and govern it in a way that's going to make sense for long-term stability. So forget about it. So, like, even going from the most masterstroke level of you know, dominance in human history, like, nothing even compares to what happens here in Starsector, where it's like, in the space of, like, a few years, the Ludic Church conquered the entire galaxy. So yeah, that's what it's missing, for sure. And I hope that, when Starsector actually adds in its 4X elements, it learns all the lessons looking at where Nexerelin failed and fixes them. Because if I'm not mistaken, the intention is that Starsector will eventually add in its own version of, like, true 4X. And everything else about Starsector has been incredibly balanced. Oh boy, Legion's gonna pop. So I'm only left to believe, when they do approach designing 4X systems for Starsector, that they'll be as balanced as, you know, as the rest of their content is. Come on, this section is so damaged. Just let me pop it already. Oh, it's just hanging in there. And I don't really have the flux to cook it. Oh, there it goes. Alright. Well, this was way more of a Pyrrhic victory than my first time, but that's what I get for save scumming like an idiot and forgetting to save. So, a well-deserved walloping is what I got as a result. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Ascendancy, which originally streamed live on Twitch, July 26th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you at next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow captains.